It's the wind blowing free, it's the end of the slope, it's a beam, it's a void, it's a hunch, it's a hope.
That was great. That was great. That was nice. That was nice. Wow. Okay, guys, that's just the tip of the iceberg. What Rick just did there. We're looking at bringing Rick DELLARATTA down to Nigeria so that he can perform. And you guys that listened to him briefly this morning, if you are interested to get him down to Nigeria here, get to us. Immediately get to us so that we can start the process to bring Rick DELLARATTA and his world-class band down to Nigeria so that we can hear good, cool jazz music. Okay, I know I have people that have been calling, and some already have sent messages on WhatsApp. I would like to read. This one said, "Good morning, sir. How are you doing today? For the Tech Live Radio Show, how Jazz for Peace changes the world through its goals."
Okay, so now I'm going to show you something brand new. Just on your show, it's going to be unveiled right now to the world.
I want to go there and
jazzforpeace.org, which is our website. Then you put a /, and the word 3, THREE. And the next one is trillion, as in $1 trillion. TRILLION, I believe. Trillion. .pdf, because it's a PDF file. So .pdf.
Yeah.
Let me know if that comes up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Detailed effort of Jazz for Peace to save the American taxpayers over $3 trillion while benefiting the world at large. Is that the document you're talking about?
That's it. And so, as you can see, this is a very big thing because, you know, in the United States right now, they're talking about they need to say there's a lot of fraud in the system and they're trying to get rid of it and trying to cut corners and trying to save money because the debts have been piling up because of all these crazy expenditures. And they've been able to find $115 billion of waste in the system that they're trying to get rid of. And what Jazz for Peace is trying to say is that since our concert at the United Nations, okay, where we brought Israeli, Palestinian, and American jazz musicians together, $3 trillion has been wasted on war that none of us wanted. And that means not the Israeli people didn't want, the Palestinian people didn't want, the American people didn't want, and the rest of the world didn't want. In fact, when I was in Nigeria, I was on Armed Forces Radio in Abuja. And your own army told me, they said, Rick, go out there and stop these wars before they even start so that we don't have to, you know, so that we don't have to, you know, resort to violence and defending ourselves. So what you're looking at right there is, and I'm going to look at it myself so I can describe it. What it starts out is these are detailed efforts of Jazz for Peace to save the American taxpayer over $3 trillion while benefiting the rest of the world at the same time. And what it says is below are details of one of the many options that Jazz for Peace has come across and how numerous opportunities such as this one and others can collectively benefit the general public, taxpayers, as well as the world at large. And the first thing is an article that reveals cost-saving efforts of an organization in the United States called DOGE. And there's two articles that talk about the money they're saving, and both articles point to an amount of $115 billion. Okay, so you're looking at, and you can see the two articles, right? You can see the description.
Yeah.
Now below that is information that Jazz Rapice is providing, and it shows that a 96% vote that Jazz for Peace conducted validates efforts by Jazz for Peace that would have saved over $3 trillion, nearly 27 times the DOGE amount, neither 27 times the amount they're trying to save, with just one of our numerous cost-saving proposals. And what it goes on the next page, which is page 2, you can see the results of a February 2024 Jazz for Peace Middle East vote taken over a time in which our views were getting over 1 million impressions per week. And it says details of impressions per week during that time frame. And below what you're looking at, I'm sorry your listeners can't see it, but your listeners can go to the link themselves and see exactly what me and Olu are looking at. And basically what it shows is a screenshot where the social media platform sent us the amount of impressions that they said we received. And you can see on the screenshot that we had received over 1 million over the course of a week. And what we did was we're not going to just show you the screenshot. We give you the link to click on to see the whole page and see the documentation to verify that we were getting over 1 million impressions per week. Yeah. Okay. When that happened, we decided, let's have a vote, because so many people are looking at what we are doing and would, be able to see this proposal. So that company they allowed you to put on a vote for 2 weeks. So we had this vote for 2 weeks. Okay. And below on page 3 is the results of that vote. Are you able to see page 3, Olu?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So look at the vote. I mean, it's incredible, because this is the vote that came in. Israelis were allowed to vote. Palestinians were allowed to vote. Americans were allowed to vote. And Nigerians, people all over the world, were allowed to view this information and vote, who looked at us on LinkedIn. And the vote was 96% for the Jazz for Peace proposal, which would end the violence. Okay, 96%. 4% voted to continue as is, to continue the war the way it's going. 0, not even one person voted to escalate that war. Not one person of all the people who viewed. Now, that vote validates our original work to solve this issue all the way back in 2002. And if you go to the next page, which is page 4, you will see a picture of me and Jazz for Peace performing at the United Nations. September 25th, 2002, where I went to the United Nations. There's the band. That's us performing in the picture. And you can, and also there's a link where you can see all the details. And you can see that we said, we did that performance to show the world that we can address this with the arts and culture, and we can end this conflict back in 2002. But these world leaders, they want to try to address a conflict without including the arts and culture. That's like having a basketball team or a baseball team and not including your star player, leaving him on the bench. If you want to solve a problem, you've got to include the arts and culture. Why? Because it's been included all through time, the hundreds of thousands of years. African people have included the arts and culture to address their problems. Italian people have done it, you know what I mean? Icelandic people. Yeah. I mean, we've been using the arts and culture, and that's all we're doing. So now you've got the validation that our efforts in 2002 should have been implemented to solve that problem all the way back then. And now we get to page 5. And in page 5, you can actually see what that has cost the taxpayer for these 24 years, okay, that we should have, that the people have wanted this. This is what the world has wanted. And instead of embracing the arts and culture and embracing our efforts and embracing our proposal, we didn't do that. And guess what the cost to the American taxpayer is? In this article by Thomas R. Stauffer, that you can see on this page 5. You're looking at it, right, Olu?
Yeah.
There's the article, $3 trillion. So in other words, if you want to cut costs, that's wonderful to cut 113 billion or 115 billion, whatever that is. Okay. But what would be even better, Olu, is if we look at the big picture and cut all the, it actually says it at the bottom in the summary. If just one organization, Jazz for Peace, all by ourselves, is able to save 27 times the amount that Elon Musk and Donald Trump and his entire committee are able to pull off with the good work that they are doing, shouldn't the current administration, with their publicized intent to maximize these same taxpayer saving efforts, at least want to know about it and want to take a look at it and want to work with us? So in summary, okay, all we are, that raises money for you. And with this $3 trillion, there's plenty of money to match that. So we can match those funds. And now that's going to be of huge benefit to outstanding causes all over the world, especially places like Nigeria.
Yep. Thank you very much. I just want to open the phone lines again. Sorry, guys, I have not picked your call because I had to allow Rick to speak. I'm sorry for that, and time is far spent. I can pick maybe 1 or 2 calls before we go. So the number is 0803 692. Oh, someone is calling already. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Who am I speaking with?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
I just joined the show not too long ago. I want to know, how can one sincerely conduct this kind of work without that and physically some interferences that can affect the execution of humanitarian work, especially in this process?
Okay, what you are trying to say is that how can someone sincerely conduct humanitarian work without external interferences? Is that your question?
I have the perfect answer.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Rick will answer your questions.
Okay, so here is the answer, Olu. At the bottom of the page you're looking at, it's jazzforpeace.org/3trillion.pdf. You scroll all the way to the bottom for the example, and you will see a link to click on to learn about our benefit concert series and a video that shows you how to confirm your Jazz for Peace event. Now, another way to find it, if you go on YouTube and just search how to get funds from Jazz for Peace, just search that on YouTube, and you'll see a video, and you can contact us at any time with jazzforpeace.org. Basically, the solution is to follow the easy guidelines with Jazz for Peace to confirm your event to help your outstanding cause. Because when you're helping an outstanding cause, there is no interference. No one is trying to stop you from Jazz for Peace coming and helping the things that are going to benefit children or things that are going to benefit the air or the water or, anything that helps our world, helps our planet, and helps you. They let us do this, and we've done over 850 of these events, including 9 times to Africa and 1 time to Nigeria. We should be doing many more in Nigeria, but we did come once to Nigeria. The clothes I'm wearing, these clothes, I actually performed in Abuja, Nigeria with this shirt on, if you look at the video.
Wow.
But that's how you do it. If we do this exponentially, so many problems will be solved that we will be able to heal our planet in a humanitarian way without interference.
Okay, thank you very much, Rick. We have just about 2 minutes. I want to pick one question from WhatsApp message. This person is not currently in Lagos, is in Edo State, and I think he's watching us from YouTube online. So his question is, requirements for getting the grant. I think he's a farmer in Edo State in Nigeria. So he's asking if your organization give grants to animal farmers like himself.
We give grants to anyone who follows the easy steps. You could be doing the most wonderful thing, but if you don't follow our guidelines, our foundation will simply block me to help you. They will simply deny me. But our foundation will approve me to help you if you follow the easy guidelines. So that's why we want to bend over backwards to help you succeed, by help you follow those easy guidelines and succeed.
Okay, thank you very much, Rick. The URL is simple. Just go to jazzforpeace.org. One word, jazzforpeace.org/3trillion.pdf. That is the document we looked at this morning on the show. Okay, Jazz for Peace.
And if you just go to jazzforpeace.org, then you'll be at the Jazz for Peace website.
Yeah, you can just go to jazzforpeace.org, and there are tons of videos there and materials you can go through to understand what Jazz for Peace is all about.